Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nelo. Today I'll be showing you how to cut an armhole princess dart bustier. Okay, we have many methods of arriving at the same armhole princess dart, but today I will show you my own method, how I cut my own princess dart bustier. If you're new to this channel, please click on the subscribe button below and subscribe. It really means a lot to me. Turn on the notification bell so as to be notified each time I upload new video. Like and share my videos. Tell a friend to subscribe. Okay, so the measurement I'll be using will be on the screen. Okay, so the length I'm working with is 18 inches length. Okay, as you can see, and then I did not add joining or folding allowance. Okay, so I'll be adding that when cutting on the fabric. Okay, so in case you're wondering how much fabric you're to fold, in case you're cutting directly on the fabric, is the quarter of your bust circumference plus 6 inches extra. Okay, so it's better much than not enough. Okay, so you fold your bust circumference divided by 4, or your biggest measurement divide by 4 plus 6 inches. Okay, in case maybe some people their waist is bigger than their bust, so your highest measurement divided by 4 plus 6 inches. Okay, so now I'm going to start marking my armhole line, which is 9, and then the bust point, which is 11, the half length, which is 12, 15, and then 18 for the waistline. All right, so I'll do the same on this other side. And then I'm going to connect them with a line. So I'll label them. This is my chest line, bust line. So the chest line is sent as the armhole line, and then on the bust, okay, and then here is the waistline. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to mark my nipple to nipple measurement. The nipple to nipple I'm working with is 8.5. Divide by 2 will give me 4.25 plus ½ inch for joining or sewing allowance, making it 4.75. Okay, so here I'll be taking 4.75. And then I will connect. So I'm having 2 dots there. I'm trying to find out which one is the 4.75. All right, so in order to create on the bust line, I'm going to come down by ½ inch and go up by ½ inch, like so. ½ inch here, ½ inch here. All right, so in order to create the curve, what you are going to do is to minus the under bust circumference from the bust circumference. Okay, minus the under bust circumference from the bust circumference. Whatever you get, that is what you are going to use to curve your bustier. Okay, so the bust I'm working with is 41, and then the under bust circumference is 35. 35 minus 41, I'll be left with 6 inches. And then because this is on fold, I'll divide the 6 inches into 2. This is on fold. I divide the 6 inches into 2. What I'll have is 3 inches. So I'll use the 3 inches on the center front here. I'll mark 1 inch, and this other side I'll mark 2 inches. Okay, so here the center front 1 inch, and this side I'll be marking 2 inches. Okay, and then I'll connect to this ½ inch I came down on the under bust, like so. Okay, all right, and then I'll connect this other side too, like this. And then here I'm going to bring down the dart, like so. I'll do the same on this other side. All right, so to get the neck, first of all, I'm going to mark my shoulder. The shoulder I'm working with is 16. 16 divided by 2 is 8 inches. All right, so I'm going to draw a straight line there from the shoulder down to the armhole line, and this is going to serve as the armhole. line. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do is to mark my, so the neck I'm working with is 4 inches wide. So I've marked my shoulder. The shoulder is 8 inches. Okay, and then the neck I'll be working with is 4 inches wide, and then 3 inches deep. Okay, so, and it's a circle neck. All right, so because this the top I'm making is sleeveless. Okay, so because it's a sleeveless top, I'm going to take out 1 inch from here like this. Okay, so I'm taking out 1 inch because it's a sleeveless top, but the main thing we are doing is the princess dart, not what I am making. Okay, but I'm just trying to cut everything together, and then I'll get the midpoint of this armhole line, and then I'll go in by 1/2 inch. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to connect. Okay, before then, let me take my bust, the bust circumference. The bust circumference divided by 4 is 10.25. Okay, so this is 10.25. The bust is 41. I'm okay with bust 41. This is 10.25. So I'm just going to add 1 inch for ease. Okay, and then I'll be connecting like this. Okay, so this is my armhole. Now I said it's sleeveless, so I minus 1 inch from the shoulder. Okay, in order to, all right. So the next thing I'm going to do is to slant the shoulder by 1/2 inch. So just connect it. So for the princess dart, the midpoint, from the midpoint of this armhole line, which is this point, I'm going to curve to this point. All right, so just watch. Okay, I hope you understand. This is the midpoint of the armhole line. So, and I went in by 1/2 inch from that 1/2 inch I went, because I did that because before you curve the front armhole, you have to go in by 1/2 inch, and this also has a sleeveless, so I took out 1 inch from the shoulder because the top I'm making is sleeveless. I think this thing will be on the screen. The picture of the top will be on the screen, and then from that 1/2 inch, the midpoint of this armhole line is where I curve this. Hope you understand. Okay, so now what I'm going to do next is to take 1/2 inch from this line. So this is 1/2 inch. So I'm going to curve it to blend with this line like this. Okay, and then you blend this place. Okay, and that's all about the princess dart. So someone might be asking, I did not replace what I took here, like the other video I made on off shoulder princess dart. Some people were complaining I did not replace this. I've already add extra 1 inch to this point, but in case you're in doubt, maybe it may not be up to this place, as in if you're joining it, it may not get to this point. What you just do is to come in by half an inch. Whatever you take, you mark it inward. So you go in by half an inch. I just see this is already the half an inch. Okay, and then this will now be your new armhole. Is that understood? Okay, so what I meant is, in order to replace this, but for me, I don't add this. I will just cut here because I've already added 1 inch to the bust circumference divided by 4. Okay, I've already add half inch here, 1 inch here, so I don't need to add this upward again. But for some people that may be like, this thing will not get to, how will I join this, you know? So if you are joining, it may be shorter, maybe it may be somewhere here, it will not get to this point, so you may like want to add up. So what you're going to do is to just go up or go in by half an inch. Whatever you took here, you just go in by that, and then you cut, and then you mark. Okay, and then from there you now curve and connect to your armhole like this. Okay, all right, so now let's take the bust circumference. The bust circumference is 10.2, 10.25 plus the 1 inch I added for ease. I'm still going to add extra sewing allowance if I'm cutting it on the fabric. Okay, it's better too much than not enough. Okay, you can always trim off. And then the under bust circumference divided by 4 is 8.75. so this is 8.75 here. Remember, we took 3 inches here for the dart, so I'll be replacing the 3 inches like so. Okay, and then the waist divided by 4 is 9. All right, then I'll be replacing the 3 inches too. We're going to be here. So what I'll do now is to connect. So I'll just connect this together. All right, so that's all for the princess dart, and then I'm going to cut it out. Remember, I said I am not adding sewing allowance now. I'll be putting the allowance on the fabric when I'm cutting it on the fabric. That's where I'll add the sewing allowance. Okay, so this is it after cutting. All right, so even if you join and it's much on the armhole, you can always trim off. All right, so me, I don't like adding the half inch like I told you before, but in case you're wondering why didn't she include it, so I just added it for people that are always doubting, all right, or scared maybe it will not be enough. Okay, so make sure to notch your bust point. Yes, baby, and your under bust. Okay, you notch your bust point and then your under bust. Okay, like this. I don't notch on the paper, I notch only on the fabric, so I'm just showing you how to notch on them. All right, you do the same here too. You notch, this is the bust point and this is the under bust, you notch there too. All right, so let's cut the back. So this is the back panel. I have already marked the important line. This is the chest line, this is the bust line, and this is the waist line. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, and this is my zipper allowance of 1.5 inch. Okay, and then here's the then the neck width I'm working with is the same thing as the front, which is 4 inches. Baby, I'm coming. Yes. And then the neck depth for the back is going to be 1 inch. Okay. And then I'll just connect. And then just like I did to the front, I'm going to take out 1 inch from the shoulder line. Okay. And then I'll connect the armhole. Before then, I'm also going to get the midpoint of this, which is 4.5. So I'm going to curve. Before I curve the armhole, I'm going to mark the bust circumference, which is 10.25. Okay, then plus 2 inches. I add sewing allowance to the back pattern. Okay, and then I'm going to curve. Remember to take all your measurements from the zipper allowance line. Okay. Okay, I already added sewing allowance to the back, which is here. Okay, so I've curved it, and then I'll slant my shoulder by 1/2 inch, and then here on the bust line I'm going to mark the dart I'm working with. Okay, which is 8.4 8.5 divided by 2, 4.25, plus 5/2 inch for sewing allowance. All right, so this is going to be the 1/2 inch, and then I'll be marking the same here. That's making it 4.75. All right, so I'm going to connect like this. So on this bust line, we're going to go up by 1 inch for the back panel. Okay, and then you connect, and then on the waistline here, you're going to mark 1/2 inch on both sides. 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and then you connect to this point. All right. All right, so, and then here I'm going to mark my bust circumference, which is 10.25 plus 2 inches for sewing allowance, and on the waistline, the waist is 9 inches. Okay, plus 3 inches, 2 inches for sewing allowance, 1 inch for the darts. Okay, so here, and then I'll connect. Okay, so, and that's all for the back. All right, then I'm just going to cut. Remember to extend the neck to the zip area. Okay, so that is this. That's all for the princess dart. Okay, so this dart, I'm not going to be cutting it out, so it's going to be like this. And then for this part, you remember what I always do? I always go up by 1 inch from here, 1 inch, just to eliminate the zip bulginess at the back. Okay, to eliminate the zip bulginess at the back, I go up by 1 inch, and then I'm going to connect like so. Hi, what have you done, this boy? All right, so, and then you cut it out. So remember, I did not add joining allowance, so I'll be adding it on the fabric. So that's all for this tutorial. Thank you guys for watching. Like and share this video. and subscribe if you've not done so. Turn on the notification bell so as to be notified each time I upload new video. Like and share my video. See you in my next tutorial. Bye.